You know, life is really quite simple. It's people who make it complicated. We overthink, we second guess, we compare, we fear, and we procrastinate. But strip it all back, and you'll find that the fundamentals of life are not complex. When I talk about success, I often say it's nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. These small, seemingly insignificant actions add up over time. The same way failure sneaks in. It's not one catastrophic decision, but a few errors in judgment, repeated day after day. That's the law of compounded consequences. And when people ask me, Jim, what does it really take to succeed? I don't give them a lecture or some abstract philosophy. I tell them the truth. You only need to follow a few rules. 7 to be exact. But here's the hard part. 90% of people can't, won't, or don't. Not because they're unintelligent or unlucky, no. It's because discipline requires consistency and excuses provide comfort. And most people will always choose comfort over challenge. The first rule is foundational. Take full responsibility. And I mean full. No blaming the economy. No blaming your upbringing, your boss, your past, your partner, or even fate. Taking responsibility means that everything in your life, your successes and your struggles, are yours to own. That doesn't mean bad things won't happen that are out of your control. But it means how you respond is always within your control. The day you say, I am responsible for me, is the day you graduate from childhood to adulthood. That's the moment your life begins to shift. Because when you give up blame, you reclaim power. Most people resist this because responsibility is heavy. It's not convenient. It strips away the excuses. It forces you to face your own decisions. But the weight of responsibility is also the key to your freedom. You stop waiting for a savior and start becoming your own solution. That's when transformation begins. Rule number 2, get serious about your goals. And I mean serious. Not just casually thinking about what you want, not just saying you want to be rich or successful or happy. Talking about crystal clarity. Write your goals down or look at them every day. Adjust them as you grow, but never forget them. Success is not for the lazy dreamer. It's for the person who plans, who acts, who measures. I met a man once who said he wanted to be wealthy. I asked, do you have your goals written down? He said, no. I told him, then you don't really want it. Because if it's not written, it's not real. Most people avoid this rule because when you write down your goals, you also see the gap between where you are and where you want to be. That gap is uncomfortable. But discomfort is the beginning of change. Goals give you a target, and a target gives your efforts direction. Without direction, you'll drift, and you'll never drift to a good place. The third rule, master your time. This is non-negotiable. Time is your most precious resource, not money, not talent, not connections. Time. Everyone, rich or poor, gets 24 hours in a day. But how you use those hours determines your future. If you waste time, you waste your life. If you invest it wisely, you build a legacy. Too many people major in minor things. They spend their best energy on things that won't matter in a week, let alone a decade. They scroll endlessly, gossip, get lost in distractions, and wonder why they feel unfulfilled. You must become a good steward of your time. Create a schedule. Prioritize growth. Eliminate noise. Protect your focus. Because when you control your time, you begin to control your destiny. Success doesn't show up by accident. It's scheduled. It's carved out in the hours most people waste. Your calendar should reflect your dreams, not your distractions. The fourth rule is simple, yet life-changing. Surround yourself with better people. You can't soar with eagles if you're walking with turkeys. Your environment shapes your behavior more than you realize. The people you hang around influence your mindset, your habits, your expectations. If you're constantly around people who complain, guess what you'll start doing? If you're around people who challenge themselves, read, think big, take risks, you'll feel inspired to do the same. You rise or fall to the level of your surroundings. But this rule is tough because it often means letting go, or letting go of childhood friends who stayed stagnant. letting go of negative family members who drain your energy, letting go of comfort to embrace challenge. Growth demands it. If you want to change your life, change your circle, or find mentors, build a tribe of dreamers, doers, and difference makers. You become who you're with. So choose wisely. Rule number 5, learn every day, never stop. The moment you think you know it all is the moment your growth stops. Formal education will give you a foundation, but self-education builds empires. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, study people who've done what you want to do. The world is evolving too fast for you to rely on what you learned 10 years ago. Most people stop learning when they finish school, and that's why they plateau. But success lives on the other side of continual learning. When you stay curious, you stay ahead. Information is everywhere, but wisdom is rare. Seek it out, apply it. The more you learn, the more options you have. The more you grow, the more value you can offer. And the more value you bring, the more rewards you'll attract. Keep your mind open. Stay teachable. That's how you stay relevant, resilient, and ready. Rule 6 is the one that separates the mature from the impulsive. Discipline your emotions. Listen, we all get angry. We all feel sad, anxious, tired, or frustrated. Emotions are human. But emotional maturity is not about suppressing those feelings. It's about mastering your reactions. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. I've seen people destroy relationships, careers, and opportunities because of a single emotional outburst. Don't let one bad day ruin a good year. You've got to become the thermostat, not the thermometer. A thermometer reacts. A thermostat regulates. Success demands emotional intelligence. It means doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. That's discipline. That's power. Mastering yourself is the highest form of strength, because if you can control you, you can conquer anything. And now, rule number 7, take action. Not small, hesitant, overanalyzed action. I'm talking about massive, relentless, imperfect action. You can have the best ideas, the most detailed plans, and the most beautiful dreams, but none of it matters if you don't execute. Too many people wait. They wait for the right moment, the perfect plan, the right mood. But let me tell you something, success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who move. Even if you stumble, even if it's messy, even if it's scary, just start. Action breeds clarity. Movement builds momentum. And progress beats perfection every time. Most people don't act because fear paralyzes them. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But I say, what if you succeed? What if your bold step leads to the breakthrough you've been praying for? You won't know until you try. Now you might be thinking, Jim, these rules don't sound that hard. And on paper, they're not. They're simple. But life isn't lived on paper. It's lived in the trenches. And in the trenches, these rules require character, a real character. The kind that shows up when no one's watching. The kind that says no to comfort and yes to growth. That's why I always say success is not a mystery, it's a mastery of habits. These 7 rules are not complicated, but they demand consistency, they demand effort, they demand that you choose discipline over distraction, vision over comfort, and growth over ease. And that's what 90% of people won't do. They know better, but few actually do better. Or don't let that be you. Build your character, build your habits, build your future, one disciplined day at a time. I remember a time early in my life when I was broke, physically, financially, and emotionally. I didn't see a way out. I was lost. And then I met a mentor. He didn't hand me money or pity. He handed me these principles. He said, Jim, your life will change when you do. Master the basics. Do them well. Do them daily. I didn't believe him at first, but I was desperate. And desperation has a way of making you teachable. So I started, slowly, clumsily, but consistently. And something amazing happened. Life started to shift. Not in one big leap, but in small steps. Every discipline I added stacked on the last. Every good habit replaced a bad one. It wasn't magic. It was the power of compounding effort. And the sun, which had felt so far away, began to rise again. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was building something. a life, a future, a legacy. Let me tell you a secret that many overlook. Life doesn't demand perfection. It demands progress. People come up to me all the time and say, Jim, I tried to change, but I failed. And I look them in the eyes and say, of course you did. That's part of the process. No one gets it perfect the first time, or the second, or even the 10th. But the winners, they fail forward. They don't let a stumble become a stop. They fall, they learn, they rise again, wiser, sharper, tougher. Most people quit the moment progress gets uncomfortable. They think failure is a signal to retreat, but failure is just feedback. It's life saying, try another angle. The 90% stop when the storm hits. The 10% adjust their sails. And no, they're not necessarily smarter or more talented. They're simply more consistent. They're in the game longer. And life eventually rewards that kind of persistence with a breakthrough. Progress, my friend, not perfection. I always tell people success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract. And how do you attract it? By becoming a person of value. The more you grow, the more valuable you become. It's not about running faster or working harder. It's about working on yourself, becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts opportunities, relationships, and success. And the way to become that person? Through these 7 rules. Each one builds a different part of you. Your mindset, your habits, your character. It's like building a chair. If even one leg is missing, the whole thing wobbles. You need all 7 to support the weight of your dreams. Skip one, and everything feels unstable. You might stand for a while, but you won't last. Success is structural, and you're the architect. When you master these disciplines, you don't need to beg for success. It starts coming to you, because now you're the kind of person success sticks to. And if you're wondering where to begin, start where every champion starts, at rule number 1. Own your life. That's your launch pad. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more wishing. Take the reins, say, this is my life. I build it or break it. Then move to the next rule. Set your goals, write them down. Turn vague wishes into vivid targets. From there, manage your time like a precious treasure. Guard it, schedule it, invest it. One rule at a time. Stack them like bricks, daily, weekly, relentlessly. Over time, you'll build something strong, a foundation, a future. And here's the most beautiful part. You'll look back in a year, maybe 2, and you'll be unrecognizable. Your habits will change. Your mindset will elevate. Your confidence will surge. That's the compound effect. Small disciplines done daily create seismic results over time. Most people underestimate the power of starting small and staying consistent. Don't make that mistake. Now let's get real for a moment. There will be days when you want to quit. Days when the weight feels too heavy. When the doubts scream louder than your dreams. That's normal. You're human. Even the strongest feel it. But here's the trick. Don't let those moments last longer than a coffee break. Feel them, then face them, then get back to work. Because life doesn't reward the most talented or the luckiest, it rewards the most determined, the ones who keep going even when the applause stops, even when the results are slow, even when nobody's watching. Your discipline in the dark determines your celebration in the light. The truth is, the journey to success is not a straight road. It's filled with potholes, detours, and storms. But if you stay the course, keep your rules, and trust the process, you will arrive. Maybe later than you planned, but always right on time. I want you to take a moment and visualize your life 5 years from now. Not a fantasy, a possibility. If you truly commit to these 7 rules, what could change? What habits would you build? What relationships would you attract? What kind of legacy would you begin to shape? Would you still be stuck in survival or thriving in purpose? Would you still be hiding behind fear or boldly showing up every day with clarity and confidence? The truth is, your future isn't written yet. It's built one decision at a time. The seeds you plant today through your actions, habits, and mindset will grow into the forest of your future. So ask yourself, what am I planting today? Am I sowing regret or results? The future isn't a place you arrive at. It's something you create through choices. And the best time to start choosing better is right now. One of my favorite phrases, one I've repeated for decades, is this: Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. That simple shift in thinking will change your life, because wishing for ease is a trap. Life isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to build you. The weight is there to strengthen you. And the truth is, you can get better, you can improve every single day through reading, through action, through failing and learning and adjusting. It starts with a decision to stop negotiating with your excuses. Because excuses will talk you right out of your greatness. They'll make comfort look like safety when it's actually stagnation. Don't let them win. Look yourself in the mirror and say, no more deals with weakness. No more loyalty to laziness. Decide to be the person your future needs. That's where the magic starts. That's where everything changes. You know, I've had the privilege of watching ordinary people become extraordinary. And they didn't do it because they had better brains, better looks, or better luck. They did it because they showed up when others slept. They read when others watched TV. They built when others partied. They followed the 7 rules while others waited for a miracle. They didn't need permission. They gave themselves the green light. They bet on themselves. And over time, life bet back. Life rewards the builder, the consistent, the one who refuses to quit when it's hard and keeps planting seeds even when they see no harvest. Yet, you want to win? You want to rise? Then don't just listen to this message. Live it. Embody it. It's your creed. Because greatness isn't given. It's earned. It's earned one disciplined, deliberate day at a time. Let me close by reminding you, these rules won't just make you richer. They'll make you stronger. They'll make you wiser. They'll make you free. That's the real win. Money is nice. But character, that's priceless. Influence, that's powerful. Peace of mind, that's everything. So if this message has reached you at just the right moment, maybe that's no accident. Maybe this is your time. Maybe you've been drifting, and now it's time to steer. This resonates with you. Type 1111 somewhere, in your journal, on your mirror, or in the comments if you're watching this. It's a signal to yourself, to the universe, to God, that you're ready to rise. And before I go, I'll ask just one thing. Subscribe to the discipline of growth. Subscribe to the habit of doing the work, not for me, not for applause, but for the better version of you that's waiting on the other side of these 7 rules. Remember, 90% won't, but you can.